My name is Nikki Smith, and I'm going to be presenting my persuasive speech on why animal testing should be banned. So over 100 million animals are burned, crippled, poisoned, and abused in U.S. labs every year. Many use makeup or skincare products that may participate in animal testing without even realizing it. Animal testing can be ruled unjust because it is cruel and inhumane. Alternative methods now exist, and animals are very different from human beings, making them poor test subjects. In my speech, I will be discussing exactly why animal testing should be banned and how you too can make an impact to stop it. I personally try not to use makeup or skincare brands that animal test. Let's begin discussing how animal testing is cruel and inhumane. So according to downtoearth.org, animals endure chemicals being dripped into their eyes, injected into their bodies, and forced up their nostrils or throats. Animals are being treated this way just so us humans can have luxurious products. Makeup is not worth making animals become addicted to drugs, deafened, blind, burned, and more. Common household pets are victims of animal testing. Cats, dogs, guinea pigs, hamsters, and rabbits are a few household pets that endure animal testing. Thinking that it could be your pet in this situation could be one way to feel you motivated to stop supporting companies that animal test. Millions of animals right now are locked up in cages waiting for their next test, lonely and in pain. These animals are sitting in cages at universities, medical schools, commercial facilities, and pharmaceutical establishments. They are sitting in cages all alone. Sitting in these cages all alone causes these animals to develop neurotic types of behaviors such as constantly spinning in circles, rocking back and forth, pulling out their fur, and biting themselves. For example, they'll tattoo their ears so they can identify their test subjects. And here's a picture of them being held in cages at these facilities. And here's a rabbit, and something must have been injected into its skin. And this is a picture of what a lot of people think animal testing is, but in reality is nothing like this. So now that I've discussed how animal testing is cruel and inhumane, let's discuss how there are better alternative methods that do not involve animals. With modern technology, more companies have been able to shy away from animal testing. For example, if a makeup company is successfully able to make their products without testing on animals, then all makeup companies should be able to do this with no excuses. Beauty companies becoming cruelty-free will attract more customers since most people now avoid companies that do participate in animal testing. According to cruelty-free-international.org, human cells have been used to create innovative devices called organ chips, which can be used instead of animals to study biological and disease processes. When studying these diseases, using the organ chips would be more beneficial in the long run than using animals. Even if these tests on animals are deemed effective, certain animals that have been through multiple tests could cause these tests to be ineffective, therefore harming an animal for absolutely nothing. According to PETA.org, these alternatives to animal testing include sophisticated tests using the human cells and tissues, advanced computer modeling techniques, and studies with human volunteers. Animals cannot consent, but humans can, making them better test subjects than animals. Human volunteers can be an amazing alternative to animal testing with possible money reward and waiver sign. Humans can be the subject of certain experiments. Now that I have discussed that there are better alternative methods to animal testing, let's now discuss how animals are actually very different from humans. There are treatments for diseases that are being tested on animals that only humans can get. For example, malaria, syphilis, and measles are diseases that only humans have and carry. So there is no point of testing potential treatments for these diseases on animals if they are not susceptible to getting these diseases. According to AAVS.org, 9 out of 10 experimental drugs in clinical studies fail in clinical studies because we cannot accurately predict how they will behave in people based on laboratory and animal studies. Instead of scientists wasting their time on experiments that have a low probability of being successful, they should focus on performing tests that have high effectiveness and are not harmful to any human or animal. Animal body mass is not the same as body mass. When testing a potential drug on a guinea pig that weighs 3 pounds, it is not going to be effective in showing results that an expected 100-pound adult would be expected to. Some drugs also give animals negative results compared to positive results in humans. For example, morphine causes hyperexcitement in cats, while it calms human patients down, and so on. Hopefully this speech has made my audience realize how cruel animal testing is and hopefully influence you guys to stop supporting companies that animal test. In my speech, I introduced the idea that animal testing is cruel and how there are other ways companies can test products that do not involve animals. I went into detail explaining that animal testing should be banned because it is cruel and inhumane. Alternative methods now are available, and that animals are poor testing subjects due to them being very different from human beings. After hearing this speech, maybe look around your house and see how many products you guys have that are from companies that do participate in animal testing. If only one person decides to stop buying from companies that animal test, stopping animal testing will not be effective. On the other hand, if everyone decides to only support cruelty-free brands, we should all stop animal testing for good. And here's a close-up of my visual aid.